Good evening, this is Into Vietnam, broadcast every day on VITV, our top stories. The Ho Chi Minh City Stock Companies or HSC estimated consumer price index will jump by 0.15%. The stock-to-debt ratio keeps rising so far this year. Bình Dương surpasses annual FDI goal in the first half. In a report announced on July the 14th, the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Companies or HSC estimated consumer price index will jump by 0.15% in July compared with the previous month and reduced by 4.86% on year. It explained that the slight increase of July CPI over the previous month mainly stemmed from the impact of two consecutive spikes in gasoline prices during the month and the slight increase in rice prices. HSC estimated gasoline price hikes of 1.3% on June the 23rd and 1.6% on July the 7th have added 0.04% and 0.03% to July CPI respectively. It expected the petrol price hikes will also impact the CPI of the next 2 to 3 months. Meanwhile, rice prices have been going up since the beginning of the month after a slight decrease last month. However, according to HSC, the July CPI shrank by 4.98% on month, showing that inflation did not rise continuously over the previous month. The company said prospects for inflation during the next month will be low due to the current trend of gasoline prices, which will be unlikely to rise further, while prices of rice may fall thanks to abundant supply. Despite banks' efforts to resolve destructive debts, especially efforts by the VMC, the debt ratio tended to rise again from 3.79% at the end of 2013 to 4.84% by the end of Q2 2014. What does this mean and why non-performing loans have risen again amid weak credit growth? More insights in the following report. By the end of June, bad debt in commercial banks have risen to 4.84% and only 6.6 trillion dong has been cleared out, compared with a ratio of 3.79% at the end of last year. The current bad debts amount have discouraged efforts by credit institutions and the BMC in buying and resolving the debts.
Qua thì chúng ta có rất nhiều biện pháp và nỗ lực để mà xử lý cái vấn đề nợ xấu. Nó không chỉ là cái việc lập BMC mà cả việc lành mạnh hóa hệ thống ngân hàng rồi thì buộc các ngân hàng phải trích lập rủi ro dự phòng. Tuy nhiên thì mức độ nợ xấu là hiện nay vẫn còn là nghiêm trọng. Dù là các cách đo lường thì nó khác nhau.
If bad debts purchased by the VMC and those falling into the classification of Circular 02 are included, the system NPL ratio would be even higher.
Cái tăng trưởng tín dụng của chúng ta trong thời gian 6 tháng vừa rồi thì còn rất là thấp. Như vậy là cái dư nợ tín dụng hay là gọi cái mẫu số trong tính toán nợ xấu của chúng ta không tăng nhiều. Mặc dù vậy thì cái từ số nó đã được kiểm soát từ cái việc là chúng ta trì hoãn thực hiện cái thông tư 02. Cộng với thứ hai nữa là việc trì hoãn các khoản nợ xấu thông qua hoạt động của VMC cũng giúp cho cái tỷ lệ xấu này được kiểm soát.
Bad debt ratio in banks remain high. For instance, that of Đông Á Bank amounted to 3.99%. After selling the debts to the VMC, the ratio in PG Bank stood at around 4%, while Navy Bank's bad debt ratio hit 5.6%. Reasons for the high rates are weak domestic demand and rising inventories. These made overdue debts increase, while banks have difficulties in lending out.
Các cái khoản nợ mà trước đây nó chưa thuộc cái nhóm mà vào nhóm nợ xấu thì do trong cái quá trình thời gian nên nó đã tiếp tục là được phân loại sang nhóm nợ xấu. Có nghĩa là trước đây nó đã lân cận vào nhóm nợ xấu rồi nhưng mà không được cải thiện và cái doanh nghiệp nó cũng không có cái khả năng để chi trả nên là nó chuyển sang cái nhóm nợ xấu.
Despite the VMC efforts in resolving NPLs, the debt ratio keeps rising. As per se, the legal framework and financial resources for the VMC are not sufficient for the company to clear out debts. Moreover, the BMC just helped to improve banks' balance sheets.
Lượng nợ xấu khổng lồ như vậy, nhưng mà chỉ có vào khoảng 500 tỷ thì muối bỏ bể. Mà cái thứ hai là hiện nay với cái cách thức như chúng ta làm, chẳng qua là gom nợ mà làm đẹp sạch cái bảng kế toán, bảng cân đối tài chính của các ngân hàng thương mại, các tổ chức tín dụng. Cho nên với cái cách thức hiện nay thì tôi nghĩ là khó có khả năng giải quyết được vấn đề nợ xấu. Mà hiện nay nợ xấu vẫn là một cục máu đông mà đang cản trở rất là lớn. Mà trong tháng gần đây chúng ta thấy rằng diễn biến cái số nợ xấu lại có chiều hướng gia tăng.
If restructured debts are included, the true bad debt ratio may double to more than 8%. Earlier, Moody's said Vietnam NPL must account for 15% of the total outstanding loans. Banks should sell and create favorable conditions for the BMC in dealing with the debts and take an active role in resolving the problem. This should have good impacts on the credit growth. Ho Chi Minh City is expected to issue 3 trillion dong of municipal bonds in Q3 of 2014. The issuance will be divided into 2 phases in August and September, with 1.5 trillion dong each. The timing is chosen as banks normally have difficulties in capital and liquidity at that time. The Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee said currently the participation were mainly commercial banks. All the proceeds from the bond issuance will go into the city budget for spending in 60 projects. The source to pay bond principal and interest is guaranteed from the city budget. The bonds will have par value of 100,000 dong in terms of 3, 5 years or 10 years bonds to match the duration of infrastructure development projects while easing pressure of repaying debts for the city budget in the future. The southern province of Bình Dương attracted $1.01 billion in foreign direct investments in the first half of 2014, exceeding its yearly target of luring $1 billion. By the end of June, $400 million had been poured into 83 new projects, while $640 million were added to 69 projects already being carried out. So far, the province has attracted more than 2,300 FDI projects with a combined investment of more than $19.8 billion. Investors have been provided with clear land, equipped with infrastructure, and invited to participate in programs promoting investment. Bình Dương has also focused on completing the planning of areas dedicated to support industries and was aiming to become a regional supplier of raw materials and in the lead up to the Trans-Pacific Partnership deal. And now let's move on with some business news.
Vietnam National Shipping Lines or VNLines has announced plans for initial public offerings or IPOs for 5 more large port operators by the end of the year. According to VNLines restructuring plan, 4 ports Cam Ranh, Nghệ Tĩnh, Cần Thơ and Nam Can will sell stakes by year-end. Saigon Port will complete its equitization plan at the same time. The 5 ports have signed contracts with consultants for the upcoming IPOs. Meanwhile, Nghệ Tĩnh Port has completed the company's valuation and submitted the document to VNLines. Hải Phòng Port has already been equitized. VNLines plans to privatize 10 businesses as part of the group's wide restructuring arrangement. 5 were finalized last year. Equitization, capital divestment, and winding up loss-making companies are viewed as the remedy for VNLines to pay debts and revive its business. The Vietnam National Coal and Minerals Industries Group's turnover in the first half of the year was 55.3 trillion Vietnam dongs, or $2.6 billion, representing 80% year-on-year increase. Vietnam is expected to show 600 billion Vietnam dongs or $28.5 million profits, beating 30% of this year's target. A representative of the group said that the low profit was due to increasing taxes and fees imposed on the group. From the beginning of February, tax on natural resources rose 2%, making the group pay 1 trillion Vietnam dongs more in a year. In addition, it also has to pay more than 1 trillion dongs a year to get the rights for exploration. Therefore, the group asked the government to lower taxes and duties to have the group accumulate capital to develop its coal mines, while allowing it to export coal to Japan till 2015.
The Vietnam National Coal and Mineral Industry Corporation, or Vinacomin, has reported it sold 18.95 million tons of coal in the first half of 2014, equivalent to 54% of its yearly plan and up 2% from 1 year ago. Increasing coal sales pushed the group's 6-month revenue from the resource up by 13% year-on-year. Notably, coal consumption by fertilizer makers climbed 29% compared to the same period last year, followed by that of power plants, up 27%. It's reported that Vinacomin turned out 19.6 million tons of crude coal over the period, representing 52% of the yearly plan. The outcomes are attributed to the corporation's efforts in improving the quality of processed coal and bettering operation regulations. Vinacomin targets 35 million tons of coal to be sold this year, including 27 to 28 million tons for the domestic market and 7 to 8 million tons for exports. Timber export to the Middle East increased by 37.1% in the first half of this year, while global oversupply of rubber is expected to last for 2 more years. More to follow.
According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, timber exports to the Middle East reached $37.3 million, up 37.1% in the first half of this year. In the first quarter of 2014 alone, timber shipments surged by 38% to $18.6 million. Between 2009 and 2013, Vietnam's furniture exports to Middle Eastern markets increased 3 times, with the total turnover for 2013 hitting a record of $54.6 million. The United Arab Emirates or UAE, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Kuwait, and Israel were among key importers. The UAE has become the largest importer of Vietnamese good products, with imports of $12.8 million in 2012. Meanwhile, Vietnam shipped $15.3 million of good products to Saudi Arabia last year, making up 20% of Vietnam's total good exports to the region. Despite a fall in rubber export prices, many farmers in Vietnam are earning good profits from exports. According to the Crop Production Department, with an oversupply of rubber in the market, the price plummeted to $1,979 a ton in the first half of the year, compared to its peak of $3,000 a ton in 2011. Global oversupply is expected to last for 2 more years. In addition, the recovery of the world economy is expected to increase demand for rubber. Many companies say that despite the price fall, they were still making a good profit.
And now let's conclude today's programs with local gold prices, forex, and stock markets. That's the end of the news. Thank you so much for your attention. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.